Marie-Joséphine Louise Bénédicte of Savoy was the third child and second daughter of Victor Amadeus III of Savoy, King of Sardinia, and Queen Maria Antonia Ferdinanda of Spain. Her paternal grandparents were King Charles Emmanuel III of Sardinia and Polyxena Christina of Hesse-Rotenburg-Rheinfels. Polyxena was a daughter of Ernst Leopold, Landgrave of Hesse-Rotenburg. Her maternal grandparents were King Philip V of Spain and Queen Elizabeth Farnese. Her youngest sister, Maria Theresa, was married to Charles Philippe, Count of Artois, and the later Charles X of France. Marie-Joséphine married Louis Stanislas Xavier of Bourbon, Count of Provence, on April 16, 1771. The young Marie-Joséphine, who was 17 years old when she arrived in France, was treated very badly by the brilliant but superficial court of Versailles, which judged her to be ugly, dull, and lacking in bel esprit. Her marriage to the future Louis XVIII was of complete convenience, and they did not really love each other, as was customary at royal courts. Some historians claim that the marriage was not consummated because of Louis's impotence or because of his unwillingness to sleep with his wife due to her lack of personal hygiene. Louis claimed that she never brushed her teeth, did not pluck her eyebrows, nor did she use any perfume. However, according to a publication from the Palace of Versailles in 2007, her bathroom was not prepared at the time of her arrival for the wedding. Therefore, the Countess was not able to wash herself after spending days in a horse-drawn carriage from Turin to Versailles, but she was also not able to do so in the days following her arrival. As this fact only recently came to light, it may have been the source of the initial mockery of Marie-Joséphine by the court. Despite the gossip, the marriage was eventually consummated, and Marie-Joséphine would suffer 2 miscarriages. Marie-Joséphine and her sister-in-law, the Dauphine Marie-Antoinette, had a relationship based on hypocrisy. Her husband proclaimed that his wife was pregnant only to spite his brother Louis Auguste and his wife Marie-Antoinette, who had not yet consummated their own marriage. Marie-Joséphine managed to become pregnant in 1774. Unfortunately, the pregnancy ended in a miscarriage. She then became pregnant a second time in 1781, which also ended in a miscarriage. Eventually, their marriage would remain childless. The Dauphin and his brother Louis Stanislas did not enjoy a good fraternal relationship, as they often quarreled, as did their wives. The Count of Provence challenged the legitimacy of Marie Antoinette's first son, and he did everything possible to promote himself and his wife as best equipped to be the next in line to the throne. In 1780, Marie-Joséphine acquired a pavilion belonging to the Prince of Montbarret in the Montreuil district of Versailles and, through a series of further acquisitions, built up a grand estate where she established her main residence far from the tumultuous court life. When the French Revolution broke out, Marie-Joséphine and her husband went into exile, and in 1795, after the death of the infant King Louis XVII, the Count of Provence became the exiled King Louis XVIII. Marie-Joséphine Louise Bénédicte of Savoy died of oedema in Hartwell, Buckinghamshire, England, on November 13, 1810. She never became the de facto Queen of France, as her death occurred 4 years prior to her husband's accession to the throne of France. Marie-Joséphine's funeral was a grand occasion attended by all the exiled members of the French court, whose names were recorded by police spies and then reported to Napoleon. The funeral procession was followed by the carriage of the British royal family, and she was buried in the chapel of Our Lady of Westminster Abbey. After her death, her husband, Louis XVIII, wrote the following in his memoirs about his wife. The year 1810 was to be unfavorable to me. It ended with the death of my wife the Queen, who died on 30 November 1810. This excellent princess showed herself as much a queen in exile as she would have been on the throne. In a word, I can say of the queen my wife what my ancestor Louis XIV said of his when he lost her: her death is the first sorrow she has ever given me. Thank you very much for watching this video on Marie-Joséphine of Savoy. I hope you'll join me on Wednesday for a new video. See you then.